Hello, this is Pixel Freak, and today I'm taking a look at a new game that Gameville just released to Android called Sir Death. So this one is pretty simplistic. It's kind of an action game, very similar to the Cartoon Wars game I just looked at, the Cartoon Wars Blade one. You grind up your guy, you can invest points into various skills and various weapon upgrades, but for the most part, it's just you brawling on a 2D plane. There are some interesting things about this game that I really liked, and there's some things I didn't like so much about the game. So let's go ahead and jump right into the gameplay. When you start the game, you get kind of this intro screen that plays out a little bit of a story, and the artistic design on these little screens is actually pretty cool. I really like the different little cartoons, and it's kind of like almost this dark comic book type of story. It looks like there's some zombies going on. They don't really explain too well what's going on. You can kind of use your own imagination, but once it's done telling you the story, you just kind of jump into the first level. For the first level, you get all of your abilities and everything is all maxed out, so you can feel what the game feels like with having all of the upgrades there. After that first level, you're stripped of all those goodies, and you go back to just being plain old you. As you play through the game, you battle against one primary zombie-looking dude, that he's the blinking one, and then these little white ones kind of jump into the fray as well. Now the goal is to kill the one that's blinking a bunch. The white ones are just kind of ancillary guys, they're just there to get in your way. Your primary attacks, you have a long-range gun attack and a short-range brawler melee attack, which is mostly just punching and kicking. You also have two secret weapons that you can use, the shotgun and the machine gun, and both those have cooldowns on them, so once you use them, they do an excessive amount of damage, but then they have to cool down. You also have a special meter that builds up over time, and once that meter builds up all the way, you can do one of two attacks. A long-range attack by swiping, I think it's up, and then the short-range attack, which is by swiping horizontally. That attack does a ton of damage, but you'll probably only charge it up once, maybe twice per each fight. On the negative side of things, the game's very simplistic. You are only on a 2D plane, and you're pretty much button mashing the entire time because the attacks, they don't vary that much, and the combos don't really vary that much, especially when it comes to strategy. In addition to that, the localization is actually kind of bad. In a few places, the English is actually bad English, but there's also a few game glitches. For instance, when you're trying to progress through the comic book sections, sometimes you keep pushing next and then it'll actually go to an old screen. I'm sure they'll actually fix that in an update that'll come out in the future. On the plus side of that though, even though this is a freemium game, this is a very fair freemium game, which is something that's not always true of Gameville published games. On a quick note, I haven't played a Gameville game that was developed by this particular developer. There's a lot of developers that publish games under Gameville. Intivsoft is this particular developer, and so we're seeing a little bit of a variance on the same old model. In this game, you can actually get gold coins, which is the only currency that I've come across, in every single level, and you can replay the levels. So theoretically, you're able to purchase all the items in the game through the game itself. That alone makes this a very ethical freemium model, whereas in a model where there's a special currency that you can only get through purchases and everything that you need to complete the game is behind that paywall, that's a less ethical model. This one's a really good one. The only problem is the game's a little bit repetitive. So I recommend to anybody that's looking for a free game, give this one a try. It's probably worth your time. Unfortunately, I don't think it works on tablets right now, so those Nexus 7 users are kind of out of luck. Anybody using a phone wants to play a free game, check this one out. It's pretty good. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, this has been Pixel Freak.